Hi, my name is TJ Burns, and I'm the author of a new book titled Writing Wild, Crafting the Pagan Memoir. And this is a video interview for Maverick Promotions. And I'd like to start by thanking Michelle from Maverick Promotions for all the fun things that she's got lined up for us to do. And I have been especially looking forward to making this video and getting the chance to tell you all a little bit more about myself and about my latest book. So the first question is, how long have you been writing? Well, like a lot of writers, I did start early. I remember writing all kinds of stories and poems and things when I was a kid. And I pretty much knew that I was going to make it big when in sixth grade my play was chosen by my classmates to be performed at our sleepaway camp. So kind of famous from an early age. Seriously, though, I was in my early 40s when I decided to go back to school. I was about 10 years into a very satisfying career as a massage therapist, but I always regretted not completing my education. So I went back to get my bachelor's degree, and that led to a Master of Fine Arts degree in writing. And it was during graduate school that I really began to take writing seriously as a career and began to take myself seriously as a writer. And ever since then, I have been finding ways to make money writing. That is my job, as well as my vocation and my calling. The next question is, where do the ideas for your books originate? Well, so far I have two nonfiction books on the market about pagan topics. The first one is The Ones Who Dance Alone, Full Moon Celebrations for the Solitary Witch. And the second one I've already mentioned, Writing Wild. And the ideas for those books come from my own desire to make connections with others who are on my same spiritual path, to inspire, I hope, but also just to reach out and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You're not alone. What are you doing? Writing Wild, especially, was born from my love of the genre of memoir. While in grad school, I read a lot of memoirs and really fell head over heels for the whole world of memoir writing. I think it's especially important for those of us who are kind of on the fringes of society. We misfits and magicians and mystics and pagans and artists of all kinds to tell our stories. When we speak, when we tell our stories, we understand how connected we are to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world understands how connected they are to us. So, Writing Wild was born from that desire to help non writers, especially, learn how to tell their story. As I say in Writing Wild, share your wisdom with the world because you have some. So, that's where that idea came from. The next question is, tell us your most rewarding experience since being published. Well, the day that the UPS truck brought a big box of books with my name on the front cover as the author was a pretty exciting day. But I think maybe the most rewarding experience is anytime I hear that something I have written has helped someone else, whether it's helped them to see something from a new perspective, or it's helped them to reconnect with their spiritual path, reconnect with their emotional self. That's a very, very rewarding thing, and it makes writing nonfiction so enjoyable and reinforces for me how valuable and important it is to write nonfiction books for my spiritual community. The next question asks, do you have future projects? Well, yes, of course, I do. Right now, I am working on another nonfiction book that is currently titled Slow the Wheel, and it is focused especially for crones, for older women who are looking for ways to slow down, savor their time, experience the changing of the seasons, the changes that are happening within our own bodies, and it's filled with rituals and meditations, visualizations, recipes, craft ideas, all centered around a way of being sacred in the moment, paying attention to our lives day by day. And also, after that book is complete, which I hope will be soon, I'm going to return to my first love of fiction. And I'm going to finish that darn novel that I started after grad school. The title of that book is Meeting Ganesh at the Silver Lake Mall. And it's kind of a spiritual romp. I guess I never stray too far from my spiritual roots, but it is meant to be a humorous hero's journey starring a woman seeker and her friend Ganesh. The next question is, what are your writing essentials? Anybody who knew me way back when is going to be shocked and then probably have a good laugh to find out that my writing essentials are a laptop and an internet connection. I was once proudly known as the keeper of the pencil. I didn't like computers. I didn't want a computer in my house. Honestly, I thought computers were kind of a passing fad, that a lot of people were going to be embarrassed they spent so much money on buying. I'm a bit of a Luddite at heart, so it took me a long time to warm up to this potential of this silly box in my home. Now I couldn't live without one. I love writing on my laptop. Yeah, I can take it wherever I need to go. If I need to do a little fast research, I just click on to the internet and off I go, searching information from all across the world. It's pretty amazing. So I guess I was wrong. Computers really are here to stay, and they really can be helpful. Of course, I do still use a pencil. There is some writing that I think just must be done with a pencil in hand. You cannot beat the experience of holding a pen or pencil in your hand, gliding across a piece of paper. It's a whole different mindset, a whole different experience. But yeah, I love my computer. I love my laptop. Couldn't write without it. The next question is, does your family support your writing career? And I am so fortunate to have a husband that not only supports my writing career, but um, cheers it, insists on it almost, encourages it. And if there are any writers watching this, he also brings me coffee anytime, night or day. If you're a writer, you understand how valuable that is to have a partner in your life who will keep a steaming hot mug of Joe at your elbow without even having to request it. I'm a lucky, lucky woman. I do also have a grown daughter and two perfect little grandchildren who are pretty supportive too. I know my daughter's very proud of me, and I think she's especially looking forward to reading my finished novel. And the grandkids, well, I guess they're supportive in that if I really need them to, they can be quiet while Mama gets some work done. But hopefully, when they grow up and get a little older, uh, they will appreciate that they've had a role model who is following her bliss and following the path that really makes her happy. So, yes, my family is very supportive, and that's important, isn't it? Would be not impossible, but certainly much more difficult to spend so many hours in my head, quiet, ignoring the rest of the world while I tap, tap, tap away if I didn't have that family support. So that's the end of the questions. I do hope that you'll take a minute to connect with me on social media. Yeah, social media. I couldn't do that with a pencil and a piece of paper, could I? Computers roll again. Um, my Facebook page is Tammy J. Burnshead, and almost everything else is Writer TJ Burns. Website is writertjburns.com, Pinterest, Wattpad, Twitter is at WriterTJBurns, and I'm a brand new kid on the Twitter block, and I'd love it if you'd come and help me figure out how to have fun over there. I'm a little intimidated by the big world of Twitter, so come on over to Twitter and help me figure it out. Thank you for listening, and thank you again to Michelle for this wonderful opportunity.